Hello and welcome back to another edition of the MCR. My name is Mac. My co-host is TJ, and today I'm going to talk about the continuous amount of hoaxes that are being played on people to sway their thought processes, how they live their life, control them, and to just create continual chaos. The first one I'm going to touch on, TJ, is climate change. And here in Michigan, it was way worse in the east, like New York and places like that, Pennsylvania. But it was a little hazy here last week due to the smoke from the fires in Canada. And the fires were in Quebec, which is to the east of us here in Michigan. But I don't know a hell of a lot of people, thinking people, who don't believe that out of the blue 10 fires start simultaneously. Are you aware of that?
Well, I was aware of the fires in Canada. I was wondering how such a large fire began. And yeah, I noticed the haziness in Michigan. Oddly enough, when we traveled to Tennessee, I want to say down in Ohio, they were uh, saying about an ozone action alert or blah, blah, blah. And, as my wife was reading it, I said, I think they're doing that because of that fire up in Canada, which my wife had no idea had happened or had occurred.
Yeah.
And I had to go into the whole, yeah, this fire in Canada is so huge. They say it affected all the way down to DC, which, whether it did or not, I don't know, but that's the one report I read, you know.
Yeah. Well, I read a tweet or a post on True Social from a lady in Quebec, and I'm only taking it at her word here, granted, but she said that they had a ton of snow on the ground. Then it had rained 8 days prior. So she doesn't understand how in the hell that fire started due to climate change. And how would climate change start that fire? You
Yeah.
know, Vermont is 3/4 of Vermont is forest. Never hear about fires there.
Yeah.
Only in places where, and there are a lot of leftists, and setting fires there would be disastrous for the people there. But we'll move on to the next one. I'm not buying climate change shit or started those fires. I think those were due to push the climate change agenda. And the climate change agenda is adopt Marxism and give up everything you own and obey your master. That's the answer for all the climate change stuff that they do. These mass shootings. In a previous video, we mentioned that one of our viewers had a theory that the deep state, and can you put anything past the deep state now, that the deep state is sick of these people on them. They're getting them all ginned up, if you will, talking in their ear, getting them all fired up, basically acting like a Satan saying, do it, do it, do it. And then they do it. And then the first thing that comes out of a Democrat's mouth, we got to get rid of these guns. Well, the thing about the guns and getting rid of the guns is 3 million people a year, per the FBI. Of course, I'll add, if you could believe anything they say now, 3 million people defend themselves with a firearm a year. So we won't, but their theory is we'll avoid the school shootings, but they're fine with perhaps 2 to 3 million people getting killed every year.
Well, you're talking about this particular topic situation. They're perpetrating the hate hoax. You know,
Yes.
uh, I mean, they hate you so much. They're going to prevent you from living the life your life the way you see fit. So that's how much they hate you. And since they hate you that much, you need to take action.
Yeah, you better get them before they get you, kind of an attitude.
yeah, and it's just whatever.
I think the next big hoax coming, and you might think I'm out here on this one, but I think they're going to run on aliens have come to Earth hoax. And I know probably some viewers out there, oh, they have. There's all this evidence. I don't see any evidence.
You just swerved into my suspicion. I was going to throw that in off the top of my head. For particular reasons, I don't necessarily believe in extraterrestrial life as you see in any sci-fi movie. Are there unexplained events? Certainly. That's why they call them UFOs.
Right.
Who's to say it's not a supernatural spiritual event? You know?
Right.
So,
All kinds of theories. Time travel, people
as,
from the future traveling back. I suppose my suspicion is that the aliens who traveled across the universe to tell us that we need to do something about climate change, or we need to have more mail-in voting, or any other thing on the Marxist wish list.
and you had that. I don't know if he was a colonel or a lieutenant colonel from the Air Force last week talk about how the government's suppressing UFO evidence, and I thought,
UFO evidence is not alien evidence.
My thought was, here we go again.
Well, that's how I developed my theory of 58, just based on these kind of things. Anything that doesn't fit my narrative is something else, or is a cover-up. So I don't know if you have any more hoaxes in mind. I don't want this to be a real long video, but I think that's the next hoax coming. The aliens are here. A woman claims she saw an 8-foot creature on her lawn. Well, with as many CBD stores as there are around, I'm not surprised people aren't seeing that kind of shit everywhere.
There's always Bigfoot. I mean, you'd think by now there'd be a better picture, a better clarity of some half man, half whatever animal running around in the great Northwest.
Well, let me speak up for the Sasquatch, the Bigfoot, the Yeti, whatever they call him, and say he's out there minding his own business. He's not killing anybody. So don't tread on. Don't tread on Bigfoot.
Yeah, leave him alone.
They just can't. They want to find a Bigfoot tax.
Yeah.
To put on him. So we'll wrap it there. Just want you to think about all the false flags that are out there and understand what their purpose is, and that is to control you ultimately, I believe. So with that, we'll call it a day. So as we always say, be safe, watch your six, and don't tread on me.